right, we're back with another episode of Ran Out of Tail, and I'm your host, Joe Zer Jr., and with me is my co-host, Zach Donathan. How's it going tonight, Zach?
Pretty good. Just enjoying my day. It's been actually really nice.
Nice. Yeah, you were saying your mom and who else is visiting?
My grandma.
Your grandma. Nice. Yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, I just got back from a long race weekend, well, late last night, and then just an absolute zombie at work today. I've been racing the last 2 weeks, way different things, but racing nonetheless. Before we get into any of that, you know who's back as our sponsor this week? Dollar Hobbies. I'm so pumped that Dollar Hobbies has continued to support the show. Dollar Hobbies started in 2002. They're the largest seller of Traxxas products on Amazon. They have a freshly revamped website that was designed by experienced RC racers. They have over 13,000 products on Dollar Hobbies with a Z.com. Over 130 brands carried. Nobody in the U.S. beats their prices. They'll price match, with the I'm sure they won't price match like Bob's Basement on eBay or whatever. But it's free shipping with the U.S. in the lower 48 states for orders over $49. Most orders ship the same day. They're always running coupons at dollarhobbies.com/deals. They have a large indoor carpet track that they run both on and off road on. Another thing I'm pumped about is racing off-road there this winter. They have rental cars available. They have birthday parties and corporate events that start at $249, and they have skilled store staff to help with repairs and how to get started. But now, this coupon code is good till the end of the month. Put in Joe Jr. to get at checkout to get 10% off all products. Type in DRC at checkout to get 15% off all Donathan RC products. Both coupon codes are good until August 31st. So yeah, anyways, I'm excited to be back. A lot of racing. I'm going to be home for a few weeks. You're going to be home you're not hitting the track, you're saying, till September.
Yeah, that's the next time I'm gonna race my TC. I might make it out to There's a local like micro track. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure what to call it, but they race like micro Bs and they have like the one
Oh, cool.
RCs. And it's kind of cool. Like it's so they're still like developing the track, but it's like really like homegrown, like club. So it's kind of cool. It's like as if somebody were building it in their basement and like adding it as they go. So like each
Sure.
week it gets like a little bit better. But it's kind of cool. So it's but they have like Wednesdays is their off-road night.
Okay.
So and it just works out with my schedule that I can go do that.
Yep.
Um, and so I bought a Micro B, and um,
I
well,
like
it's
it.
like
It's
two
no,
hundred
it's
bucks with
yeah. It's
upgrades.
wait. Is that the 28 scale, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the size of my hand.
Right. It's not the 118. It's okay. Yeah, dude, that's
No,
cool.
I ran it. I ran it for 15 minutes. The
Really
battery was at storage voltage.
nice. That's always fun.
It's only a 300 milliamp battery,
You know,
but yeah, it was fun.
I'll tell you what. Some of the best fun, not some good fun, I'll say, was racing on a Friday night or a Wednesday night at MMR. Andrew Mowry, before he moved, he's moved a couple times, but in the first location, we used to race 118 scale, the original RC18, the original Team Associated off-road vehicles in the original 18 scales. And it's just a bunch of us having fun, you know.
Mhm.
So all right, we got Austin, Jacob, and Jason checking in. Nice seeing you guys. Yeah, I've been 2 weekends ago, we did some parking lot racing, and I put myself under a pretty good stress load, but I handled it fairly well. Um, so originally it's going to be Joe 3 and I racing, and then he's like, "Hey, the night before, can my buddy Mason come with?" I'm like, "Sure, he can run my slash and novice, whatever."
Okay.
And then it's like, all right, cool. Everything's working out fine. And then my buddy Tony's like, "Hey, remember those cars you gave me? My boys and I want to come race." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely." There were a whole bunch of, just dealing with new people. But Tony has RC experience, so he was able to help and move and,
Hmm.
so that was cool, but it ended up being a good time. I'm sitting there looking at the situation I got, I'm looking at everybody under my canopy. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? But it worked out great.
Okay. I mean, you got a couple adults that are like, well, your kid is not an adult, but like a
No,
couple people that know what, like they can charge a battery, like put it in a
yeah,
car, like
yeah, and that's the
that kind of
thing.
stuff.
Tony helped a lot, keeping the batteries charged. Joe 3 kept his buddy, entertained, and they kept whatever they needed to keep rolling. It was a great time. Parking lot racing. It's the MNRC PLR series. They got one more that unfortunately I won't be able to make because it's on Sean Van Dalen's finale same weekend, and it's yeah. So I'm really happy that it's working out though. He's getting a pretty good turnout every time. And people drive by, they stop, they see it. I think we're going to have an article in the paper.
Oh, that's cool. The papers, the news companies, and like the local papers, like the local news and the local
Yeah.
papers, they kind of like this stuff. It seems like you can get them out like once a year to do like something,
Yeah.
and like you pitch them an idea, and they like, all right, we'll send the guy and a camera, and we'll be here for like 20 minutes, and you get a little exposure. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Now, if I knew how to get the local paper, I'd be a happy guy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
They
it's
probably give it away at
no,
outside your local hobby or coffee shop.
they used to put it in your newspaper. We all have newspaper boxes. We used to get it for free. Then they stopped doing that, and I think you can still get it for free, but you have to request it.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, sometimes they have like I don't remember. I was at some town. It may have been the Iowa race. I saw a little like a like a metal
Yeah,
box, like a newspaper box. It's free. It's the local Tribune, or I don't remember what it was, but it was that.
yeah, that's
So that
awesome.
was yeah.
All right, we got Jason Klein and Matt Olson checking in. Matt
Right.
Olson. So, anyways, so parking lot racing is done. I finished getting my. Oh, the wife says we have to subscribe and pay for it. See, I don't know how any of this works anymore. It's funny. Today she asked me, she goes, "Did you put a stop on packages?" I'm like, I don't even know how I would begin to even do that. You know, just
I
dealing
do.
with, I
That's my
don't.
wife's thing. That's my
Yeah.
like when we go on vacation. Like
Yep.
we're going on vacation at the end of the month. We're going to Disney.
Hmm.
Like I'm not. I like that's my wife. Like she took care of it the last three times. She knows how to do it. It's not that I couldn't figure it out, but she already knows, and I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it. Like I'll watch Irie,
Yep.
for a little bit,
Yeah.
and she could, no problem. Whatever you want, honey. Like
Exactly.
it's easier to do the teamwork thing.
Sure. Sure. Um. Right. And yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, so last weekend I went to a track I've been wanting to go to for a few
Oh
years
no, we're
now.
starting this.
Yeah, we're gonna get. Well, it's not
Okay,
because everything except
okay.
one thing's everything
This is
except for
the
one thing's good.
okay.
So we went to Cheese City Extreme in Monroe, Wisconsin. That that whole area of Wisconsin in a good way. Hey, Oz checking in. That's Ryan Klein. He's got videos of me flying the drone. That's awesome. But anyways, this place is like jumping back into the 90s in a good way. So
Okay.
I screwed up. I booked my hotel on accident for Monroe, Michigan.
Oh.
I'm looking and I'm like, kind of like Beth. It's like, I don't, Beth is like, Wisconsin is not off of Lake Erie. She's like, I think you made a mistake. And I looked, and yes, I booked a hotel so I had to book a hotel. Closest place was in Broadhead, Wisconsin, but we'll talk about that in a second. So it's in this like Monroe, Wisconsin's like a town that was probably pretty hopping in the 80s. Like that's all the structure and the buildings. It's fine. It's not like dilapidated or anything like that, but that's what the structure. They have a Montgomery Ward in Monroe still. I didn't think that place still it exists in Monroe, Wisconsin.
I
Okay.
don't even know what that is.
It is a department store that rivaled Sears.
Oh.
Yeah. And Montgomery Ward went away before Sears, long before Sears. So, but I really liked it. Fully stocked hobby shop. They had everything you needed for everything you ran. They had fifth scale parts that I haven't been able to find for months. Yeah, they had a lot of just good stuff, good quality stuff on the wall. They sold e-bikes and like little like small engine four-wheelers and like little small engine dirt bikes, stuff like that.
Cool.
Oh yeah, no, dude, they have a beautiful indoor off-road track that rivals any.
What kind of surface?
Clay.
But is it like treated? How like?
I don't think it's treated. I would call it more like a hobby play. I wouldn't call it glue, but you know, it's the summertime and they might not be treating it the same way.
It's more like trackside. I've not been to trackside either, but
yeah, I would say trackside hobbyplex.
lower bite than like
it's lower bite than Hoosier for sure.
Well, yeah, but Hoosier's a little.
Hoosier is crazy in an awesome way.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. They have a giant high bank dirt oval. That's what we pitted next to all weekend was a dirt oval. And they have a super hard packed. It's a sandier clay, but it's a pretty good dirt off-road track. Good driver stand, good pit road, bleachers, the works. You know, definitely an awesome facility. Yeah, I would recommend it almost to anybody except. So I had an inkling we were going to be in trouble Friday night because, all right, I'm getting ready for quote unquote seeding rounds or a seeding round of practice. So he's calling seeding. We're going to do one seeding round of practice. I'm like, cool. You know, that's average for every event you go to. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, we're just going to hold a practice race. And I'm like, that's a totally different thing. So it's like, well, whatever. I'm not going to do it because it meant nothing for Saturday. It wasn't going to help. So fun thing. I went to my hotel in Broadhead and it was like old school, but in a good way. Went to the bar down the street, walked there, had a bacon cheeseburger and a few beers, and my bill was $20. I'm like,
all right.
Okay, yeah, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You know, went to bed at a decent hour. Got to the track Saturday, and it's like starting racing at 10 a.m. Cool. Racing starts 20-ish minutes late. It's like, all right, you know, whatever. Shit happens. And then I'm like, Why are there only 5 people in this heat and 4 people in that heat? Why are they not stacking these heats 10 deep? As they should. The track was plenty big enough. Regardless, I've been race directing since 2009, and I've hooked up programs with everything, and I've made mistakes along the way, and especially in my earlier years. Then I'm like, oh, okay, round 1 takes 4 hours. Shouldn't have taken 4 hours, but takes 4 hours, whatever. And he's like, all right, we're going to do track work. Nothing. Not when are we going to start, not a timeline, nothing. Over an hour between rounds 1 and 2. It's like, okay. Round 2 starts. It's going a little better, but that's like, so I was in a lower heat of 40 plus because I broke out of the first heat of 40 plus. I pulled a shock in, pulled off. That one, my carb arm fell off, and I got going after the start of the race. But whatever. I had a bad first run. So then after the race, I go out to Marshall, and it's like me and like Luke Listrom and one other guy. And I'm like, they have 3 people marshalling on this track. What is going on here?
Were there only 3 people racing?
I think there were 4, but we're 2 minutes into the race, and he's like, guys, we need more marshals out here. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like freaking out. Jeremy Dre, he was there. He's like, I wonder if stack heats in qualifiers would have helped to bring out more marshals. Yes. First thing, when you're building your race program, when you're sorting the heats, what do my marshals really look like? I want more than enough. I don't want just enough or just under. I don't want to be calling for volunteer marshals constantly. And that's what he did for round 3. And round 3 was phenomenal. We got done with round 3 in 2 hours and 57 minutes. 21 heats in 2 hours and 57 minutes. That is awesome. That's the way it should have been done. And, it's like, gave me a little bit of hope for the main day. And the main day went fairly well too, except he had a ton of us race marshal racing. And I'm like, dude, you have so many classes you could use as a breaker class here, and you're not. And it's like, it's another one of those, why, there are other little things like he would go for over a minute at a time without saying anything. It's like, what's happening? And then like a minute before the next race is supposed to start, he's calling for volunteer marshals. Well, during that dead air in the qualifier prior, why weren't you calling for volunteer marshals? It's just things you pick up along the line at the more and more you race direct. Now,
Sounds like he was inexperienced.
He's not. He's race directed, I guess, for years, which shocks me. But you know what though, dude? Everybody there, everybody in the pits, were freaking awesome people. Everybody behind the counter were freaking awesome people. I would 110% go there again if that race was done with a different race director. But, it is.
Did you tell the hobby shop that, or whoever ran it before?
No, because they know. They've all been, the person who owns that hobby shop has been to dirt events, race time events. They know how it's done.
Okay.
But it's the choice that they make to have their races ran like that. And maybe it's also as I get a little older, because they screwed with my sleep is what they did.
You got a little cranky.
No, it truly bothers me when somebody takes my time. You cannot give time back that you have stolen. period. I don't know, it's one of those things is you get a little like, so back in the day, and it was like a switch for me. I used to race and sometimes race direct in a town in Minnesota called Starbuck at a place called Jay's RC Raceway or RC Race Park. And we had a thing known as Starbuck time. Like we take a 2-hour dinner break. If somebody broke an A-arm and warm up, we would, Slow as Fast podcast checking in. Awesome. Dude, that's awesome. Sorry, the dude is like I just saw a squirrel. But anyways, if somebody broke their A-arm and warm up, we would wait for them to change the A-arm. Stuff like that.
Really? Man.
Oh, dude, it was known as Starbuck time. We're on Starbuck time. You know, we're here anyway. And then something in my brain clicked in around 2016 to where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was there. I used to love that place. I was there racing, and it's like, we're waiting for this, we're waiting for that. I literally packed up and went home. It's like, what I do with the race program should be done as efficient as humanly possible. And then what I decide to do with my time afterwards is my decision. That is not the race director's choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, I think to a point, yeah. I feel like there should be a schedule.
Yes.
And that eliminates a lot of it. Like, hey guys, we're doing, we're gonna start at 10 a.m. We're doing 5-minute qualifiers. I'm putting 2 minutes in between each round. I'm expecting round one to be done here. We're going to take an hour lunch break. Then we're going to go into round two. We're going to take a 10-minute break in between round 2 and round 3. We're going to take another 10-minute break in between round 3 and the mains. And we're going to get you guys home by 7 p.m. or whatever, however it was.
Yeah. Communication like that would have been awesome. Not like
that's but that's easy. That's
easy
stuff to do. Live RC gives you all the stuff to do that.
That's what, and then so we were doing some weird form of hot loop to where I'm listening to the countdown, and it's like, all right, well, I pull myself away from everybody else so I can get a clean start, and then the race is going to start in 15 seconds. It's like, all right, and then he would wait like another 30 seconds to hit the start button when you can do auto start with the program. It's like, dude, let's go. Besides stacking the mains in a weird back-to-back way that he did, and it wasn't just fifth scale, it was with the A scale as well. He did a good job getting us through the mains. I have to give him props for that.
Next time, Joe, just stiff arm right off the bike stand. Dude, like, nope, done. Get out of here. I'm running this. I've raced 2.
But you know what, though?
Call you back for race 12.
I did offer to help. He doesn't know me, so it's fine. But you know what? It does make me appreciate, the good race directors we deal with. It really does.
I see Mike Winders checking in here. So Mike Winders recently purchased a Schumacher MI9. And
really?
I'm not sure Mike's position on the Schumacher team, but Mike has been instrumental in Schumacher off-road. And he came out for the Rural Regionals and saw us racing and decided to get and put together his touring car, and went out and ran this last weekend. I wasn't there, but it looked looking at the results, it looked like they had a good field. I think there was 7, which isn't like a ton, but for a club race, mod touring, like
sounds like a fifth scale club race.
Yeah, like that's more than a handful people to race against. Yeah, but like, and it's growing. Last year it was 2, so you know what, 7's great.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely. But yeah, so real quick though, results from Cheese City. Like I said, great group of people. So in 40 plus fifth scale, Matt Ryder, this guy came out of not nowhere, but he's been having a phenomenal at least year. wins 40 plus fifth scale. Dude works his ass off at it. Luke Listrom, he travels to not every, but pretty damn close to every fifth scale race in the country. He took second and 40 plus. Now, I was stuck in the middle of a Minnesota sandwich because Nate Smith took third. I finished 4/10 behind him, and Tony Swenson finished in fifth. Dennis Schmidt, another Minnesota guy, was in the A. He finished in the seventh. But yeah, man, the fifth scale, we had fifth scale buggy, Minnesota local Tony Swenson took second in that. Brandon Wynn wins it. Luke Listrom. Looks like Matt Ryder broke out. Matt Ryder won the fifth scale open truck. He beat Brandon Wynn. Brandon Wynn is a fast flipping guy. Luke Listrom took third. Minnesota Tony Swenson took fourth. I broke a servo in warm up. So, yeah. Well, I don't.
Too much. That's crazy.
I didn't break a servo. It gave up on me because what it was doing.
I give up on you too if you race me like that.
It was shutting down. So I would turn and it would enter the corner and the servo would shut down through the corner. Oh. It's like, I can't race like this. No. So, Jared Wiggins was there. This is kind of like Jared Wiggins' home track.
Okay.
Yeah. Dalton Balboa, I believe that's the owner's kid. New racer Christian Franchuk. He races in Minnesota quite often. He made the A. The Rucker family was there. And again, dude, just the best group of people there. I really did. That's the one thing. It's like I was kicking myself and I'm like, I'm going to stick to bullet points about my race director because I could say dumb person. No, you got when you're critiquing a race director, because we are all sensitive, every single one of us. You have to stick to bullet points, and he might have some excuse why he did what he did, but it's not good enough.
Well, let's move on. I think
let's move
to death.
Yeah, but then again. Weekend race in fifth scale, beautiful weather, freaking awesome. Should we go to the INS? The INS
sure.
happened.
Let's do the INS.
Dude, the INS happened this weekend.
It did. Yeah, I told you about it.
I knew it was happening. I was watching. You told me to put the results in the notes because I was talking to Keenan the whole time. I'm like, hey, did he get the good spot?
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Yeah. I'm like, did he get the good spot inside? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I had to make sure. It's like, dude, you want to be in the air condition. But actually, it was beautiful in Omaha as well. I don't even think it hit 80 degrees. If it did, maybe not by much. Yeah, I mean, it's your usual people at the top. First thing that pops up, I'm going to mention it because he's just got the best beard in the game. Sam Ford wins 13.5 SCT.
Okay.
Nate Sutherland, he's becoming a truck driver.
Yeah, say that louder. Maybe he'll. So I've got to know Nate over the last year.
Yep.
And it's like a love-hate relationship with him in that truck. And it doesn't matter. Like, he just switched to Schumacher. It's still it's the class.
Yes.
And it's hilarious because I talked to him after the Island INS, and he was like, my truck handled so good at RC1, and then we came here and I was struggling the whole weekend. And I just thought it was really funny because that was the first picture I saw from Jay Concepts was Nate TQ and truck. I was like, oh, okay. Still, he got it back together.
So, and I know a lot of these guys look at truck as you can't spend much time on that truck. You have to be able to put it on the track and it be good, because you don't have time for that, because he's working his rear end off on his 2-wheel and his 4-wheel.
I know he put a ton of work into that truck because
Oh,
he
I
was
bet he did.
not happy with it.
Well, yeah, he had to beat Alex Sturgeon. Alex Sturgeon was crushing with his truck.
That's crazy.
I didn't look at lap times, but the lap times at the Plex are between that 22 and 24 second lap time. Nate Sutherland finished with the 21.822, Alex with the 28.02, so he wasn't too far back.
No, only a couple seconds.
You had Caden Bearding and Jake Wiggs in there too. Looks like
that was a big gap, though.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3 were close, and
yeah,
then it
Caden was. Jake's more of a buggy driver.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike's saying he has a different truck for dirt than carpet. You have to have a totally different full set of vehicles.
There's a lot of truck entries. There's 30 truck entries.
It's coming back. You know why? Because people figured something out with them and they're fun to drive again. When you put on the shorter shock towers and like a buggy style shock and get that body real low, trucks are a lot of fun again.
Dude, stadium truck. So I raced stadium truck, but it was indoor on foam tires.
Yes.
Dude, that was so fun.
Before I was with J Concepts, I raced foam tires at Island, and you'd cut the fronts way smaller than the rear. And then the stability that gave you. And then you went back to your home track and you put rubber tires on and you're like, this is stupid.
So we always ran the thin front tires.
Yeah.
That's ran them a little taller.
Yeah.
Not a ton taller, but but we had it depends on your carpet too, because I feel like there's different.
Sure.
We ran the Ozite, and it wasn't too big, but then the rear's dude, it was so fun. And it was back when the T4 first came out, and we raced on 2x4. I'm sure I've told this story before.
Yeah.
But when you hit one of those 2x4s, dude, it looked like somebody just threw confetti in the air. Your whole side of your truck came off.
Yeah.
It was great. What broke this time? Was it the arm?
Yep.
Did I rip a hinge pin out? I gotta replace that.
Right.
Did I break the chassis off?
The truck is back, and I'm happy because last year,
I don't think we can say that yet. I think it's trending upward.
Yes, last year I want to say, because I was at that event, I want to say there might have been barely. I know there wasn't a B for SCT, but there might have been barely a B for truck, and yeah, it was pretty bleak last year because I was with Mod doing this event last year. So you're right.
Yeah.
Over a year, it's definitely trending up. The layout looked like a lot of fun. I watched a lot of video. The Lead RC crew did a great job.
I didn't get to watch any of it.
I watched the clips. Because yeah, I was at the track. I was wrenching. It's with Fiskale, it's you think you're done, but then your intuition's check this part, and you're usually right, and something's hidden but wrecked.
Do you know who Luke Pravchek is?
Yes, the dude's fast.
I'm looking at the 13.5 results.
Pravchek, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. And it says he races TLR here.
Yes.
Dude, that's crazy.
He's fast.
He finished probably close to being a lap down, but he was still on the same lap. No, these are long laps.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was 18 seconds behind Nate Sutherland.
But he beat Chase Raymond.
Yeah, he beat Chase Raymond, only 5 seconds behind Aaron Mitchell.
Yeah.
Who's
fast.
Yeah, dude.
Do you remember when I told you after we did that hoodie event? I'm like, dude, this Aaron Mitchell guy, I don't know who he is, but he's faster. We'll see. I'm like, no, he's fast.
I got to meet him at Island.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude's Luke, I started watching him last year, the year prior. he was crushing an independent. And then he made the jump, and yeah, I was hoping Adrian, one of your local guys, Adrian Stillwell, I was hoping he would bump up, but he's still doing very well in independent.
I feel like he's getting close.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. So the results I was looking at before was the combined points. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so Adrian's doing pretty good. I feel like maybe I don't know if he's got another year. Or might be at the end of this season he bumps up
Yeah.
to the next to 17.5 because he's getting pretty good. He's honing his skills. He's improving. Like every time I see him, he's getting better.
Definitely. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Clash in January. He's a real nice young guy, and yeah, he's going to be fast. I think he was one of the guys that went from TLR to X-Ray, or did he keep his TLR? I can't remember.
I believe he switched to X-Ray. I don't know if he fully switched over. And yeah, so Adrian's has some X-Ray. I'm not sure which one. At Island, I think he still had one of his TLR cars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, so Mike is pretty much a local Hoosier. He's chiming in here at the chat and said Nate ran the new Schumacher four-wheel drive for the first
there are
time.
a bunch of new Schumacher four wheels.
Well, so at Island, he still had the old four-wheel drive. I think it's the L1R LD3. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is.
Something like that.
But whichever one it is, he ran. And so to see Nate for the first, I assume he had a little bit of practice on it,
Yeah.
but to see him do that and then, put it on. I know Aaron's more carpet, but to see Aaron get second.
Yeah.
Over the Raymond twins, who are good on all surfaces. I think that's pretty good.
Joey's wondering if we're all going to be done soon. No, man, we just started like 37 minutes ago. Mike's saying there's 4 in the U.S. right now.
So we got Nate, we got Tom, Brock.
Yeah. And then is Mike another one?
Maybe Cole. Maybe Cole.
Oh yeah, Colt, man. Or no, he wouldn't have one yet. Because we forget Mayfield is on Schumacher for 10 scale right now.
Is he?
He is not. I don't believe he has ran one event.
Oh, I got it right.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah. So Mike says Brock, Tom, Cole, and Nate.
Yeah, Mayfield this year is on Schumacher.
Okay, well that makes sense. That's a good pairing, I feel like.
Yeah, I would love for him to race it.
I don't know what I would. Yeah.
When you have such a deep A scale schedule,
but it's a 10 scale world here.
I know. Is he eligible? You would think he's eligible, but I don't.
Resume in. He's been world champion in the class. You could anytime you can resume in.
Yeah, he could definitely resume in.
Yeah,
and I bet the U.S. numbers are going to be lower because Australia is very expensive. You're not going to get your C-Main national driver going to Australia.
Well, he should first of all, we shouldn't have C-Main national drivers going to Worlds.
But it's top 30. Top 30. I know you shouldn't, but you.
No, it's not top. No, it's not top 30.
I thought it was.
I don't. Maybe you're right. I thought you had to make the A-Main nationally to qualify it. Maybe you can resume in if you were top 30.
That makes sense. Yeah, Benjamin James makes a good point. Ryan's getting ready for the e-buggy worlds.
I see. There's too many. I can't even keep up. I didn't even know that was coming.
Yeah, the real one this year.
Oh, is that in
Argentina?
Coelho's track? No, I think it's in Portugal.
Yes, Portugal. Yeah, I want to say it's the same track they had the warm up at.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
it's the
the
one Bruno's. It's
yeah,
Bruno's track,
the
right?
World Cup race that they had last year, and this year's going to be an official IFMAR World Champion. And again, I listened to the No Name podcast with when Jason Rona was on
Yeah,
doing his
Barcelona's.
yeah
Barcelona's.
yeah. The Roach says the Buggy Arena in Barcelos. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be way more epic than we ever could think. I think it's gonna be more important than we ever thought it would be.
What's that?
The E-Buggy Worlds.
Yeah, well, I feel like Nitro has a really cool aspect to it, but it's getting to be unmanageable, especially in some of the European countries with the lockdown of it, and then to
Yep.
get the fuel to like European countries.
Sure.
Um,
And the super low nitromethane fuel.
right. So it's getting difficult in that aspect, and you have to have a buddy, like you gotta have a pig guy. But I
Yep.
think that's what like makes it really cool. I think Nitro Racing has all these aspects that electric doesn't have that make it cool. Like you have to have a pit man, you have to have a pit strategy, you have to be able to. I'm not like a huge fan of tuning the motor and the pipe and all that, but it's part of it. Just like tuning is in 10 scale, not. I feel like tuning in 8 scale is like non-existent.
Well, when you get the motor tuned in an A scale, if you're in the same atmospheric pressure for the most part, you're going to be pretty close. And when it starts messing up on you, you probably have a manifold gasket going bad or a busted manifold spring. Something's wrong.
Yeah,
Front
but it's
steering's
just
going bad.
that's a whole different thing that I don't really want to get into. But
It,
like I think, and the Nitromains are longer too, which I think is really cool.
yes, that's one thing I do like. But what I really like about A scale nitro over electric is you have a built-in. It's not a traction control, but kind of, because that clutch
Hmm.
provides so much more stability than an ESC. But the ESCs have made massive leaps even in the past 5 years.
The last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. But I'm sitting here thinking last time my last e-buggy was a RC8B 3.2 when it was brand new. So 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the new Hobbywing software for 10 scale,
Yeah.
albeit confusing, is better than the previous version of
Sure.
the ESC. It's just like there's too many things.
Yes.
And they do like there's just I'm adjusting stuff and trying my best, but it's confusing still.
Absolutely. Yeah, Benjamin makes a point. We have a good contingent head into the Portugal for e-buggy worlds. And I think this is going to be Juan Carlos. I think it's going to be his to lose.
You know what? I'm putting it all on Dakota. Again.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
no, like there, logically you are correct, but
Yeah.
I would like Dakota to win.
Well, the thing about it is the short period of time he's had that X-ray, he's been lights out fast for 3/4 of the events, but the other quarter of the events, he's been, let's call him, I can't even call him mid. He's been that 4th through 6th position.
I feel like that's mid pack. Like yeah, you're right. He's either been lights out fast or he's been like towards the back.
But he's been lights out fast in 3/4 of the events.
Yeah, and I think like, and not to put anything on Dakota for being a father, but like at Island, Dakota had his family with him, and I could potentially see that he was not there at the race when his family was there, and I get it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we all got families. Like, I'm not holding it against them. I'm just like, from a results points, I think like that was not helping.
I thought he thought it would be fun to have your wife and baby at the track. I made that mistake. When you have a baby, I made that mistake.
I think like my
My
daughter's
wife's
kind of
looking at
2
me
and
right now
2.
and shaking her head. She's like, no. Because I've done that when Jackie was a newborn. We tried bringing her to the track, and it's like, yeah, we're going to wait about 6 years after that.
They think it's great for 30 minutes, and
Yep.
then it's not good anymore. You got to do something else.
No, you're absolutely right. But like, look at Tebow. Tebow waited, and he brought his whole family to the Wicked Weekend, and they had the time of their lives.
Did they? Okay. I
I mean,
think like if the kids are like probably 5.
his kids are like between
Well,
the
they're
ages
probably
of
older.
6 and 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're older.
like that's a great age to do stuff with your family because like realistically they can go like you can go say, hey, go get dinner. I gotta go race this qualifier. Or, like I'll
Yeah.
hang out with you afterwards or like whatever. There's so much going on there. But when the kid's young like that, like pre-potty training, like dude, like you gotta change diapers, you gotta help, you gotta like they're not like really feeding themselves. Like I gotta constantly remind Ira to eat food. Like
Yeah.
she gets hangry. Dude, 2 hours. Like you could put a stopwatch on it.
Yeah.
2 hours go by. She don't eat anything. And stuff is like she's throwing a tantrum and we have to like coax her into eating food. And then 5 minutes later, everything's fine. It's just
Oh man.
so we gotta constant like every hour, like here's a snack. Don't
Yep.
forget your snack.
Yep. That's every daughter ever. Mike and Benjamin are talking about Fee winning and its potential. That new
Well,
car they had out there was looking great at Wicked, but that was a way different
so
track. That was a
So what
bumpy.
happened at Wicked? Because he was
Let's
TQ.
what
No,
happened
I think
was,
Feed TQ'd around.
yeah, Fee TQ'd around. I don't know what happened I know with Lutz, it was like lap 2. He got in it with somebody and his flywheel got touched on like a shock tower or something like that, and it shut him down.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, another
That's
one
weird.
in the nitro. You know what's frustrating? And this is way different, but when you're at a regional level event and you got a 3/4 of a lap lead and a rocket stuck in your flywheel, and it's like, oh, my day's over, because you
Or
think your
like
motor is locked up as well.
Or like when you overjump and you just like land weird and you get like that full suspension compression just
Yeah.
it shuts off. Yeah.
Oh, Mike's saying
Okay, there we
we're
go.
all TQ'd and flamed out. Yeah. But that was a different scenario. I am very curious to see how those new Kyoshos work on a smooth high bite track. It looked phenomenal at Wicked. They look like Kyosho of old. They really did. Yeah, man. We'll see. That's one of those. This is such a we'll see event. I'm so excited to see who's going to be fast. Who's going to be a weak e-buggy driver that's normally super strong in e-buggy? That's my question, because I don't know. Like, I don't watch most of these Europeans in e-buggy ever, and I barely pay attention to the results in America.
It's like the mid, the mid European, anybody that's not Ungaro or Canas.
Yeah.
Like all the other guys, I feel like it's a toss up between there's like 10, 15 Europeans that could either TQ or be like bottom of the B main.
Right.
And you just never know.
All these kids are learning to drive lights out fast with an e-buggy too. Mm-hmm. You have that instant correction in the air. You have so much more of a response time than you do with the nitro buggy. I think, okay, so like your heart and head say Dakota, I'm thinking JCC. I'm thinking we could see a dark horse. I'm thinking we could see, like, remember when Steve Hartson won the Worlds and you're like, who the hell is Steve Hartson?
I still don't know who Steve Hartson is.
local California guy that was fast as hell that had a, he won the worlds. Then after that, he did the pro RC thing for a while and realized, well, I got the worlds and I'm never probably going to sniff that again, and got a real job.
There's just so many. There's so many people that are like. There's so much talent right now because you have pretty much all of the old guards still racing.
Yeah.
And you have the new guard coming up. Yeah, they're still great. Don't get me wrong. I would like to talk a little bit about Wicked Weekend and that. But I think, like, right now, there's just so many in 10 scale. It's not as bad as 8 scale.
Yep.
I feel like the new guard has kind of taken over 10 scale because there's so much you have to be so aggressive in 10 scale now. Like I went out there and I was just not dude, I don't have whatever that I need to get to that next level. Like I don't.
Yeah, Benjamin James, Steve Hartson was one of the biggest upsets in the history of the 10 scale worlds. Absolutely. But I love that there's a chance of an upset like that.
It's so cool. There's so many drivers.
Like the Nitro Worlds, we know who's going to be there, and there's going to be one cool guy that makes the final, but will finish outside of the top 10.
Yeah.
E-Buggy, if you're fast, you're fast, but it's going to be different. Definitely going to be different. So we didn't stop. We didn't finish with INS. So I was looking at this. No, that's fine. But it's looking like on clay, at least this weekend, it was Schumacher and Associated. There were some X-rays in the mix in mod, but mod 4-wheel, you had Brock Champlin, Aiden Horn, Brendan Schimmel. Mod 2-wheel, there wasn't even a X-ray. Well, I don't know what Nick Gibson and Mason Herrick are running because they don't have but it was all Associated in Schumacher and mod 2-wheel. So yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And again, independent Adrian Stillwell and the Schuler Mandela, he TQ'd a round or two. I saw a couple pictures of Schuler Mandela up too. Okay. So,
well, and then you got 17.5 2-wheel drive. Chase Raymond won that, which is AE. And then you got Talon, who had a pretty mediocre 4-wheel drive, but only lost it came down to a tiebreaker on
points. Yeah.
Yeah, for Talon to get second, who's X-ray. Brady, who qualified 6th, got a 3rd, a 2nd, and a 6th. I don't know who Brady is.
I want to say I've seen him around, but yeah.
But he beat out Nate and Mitchell and Ryder, who are all really good drivers.
Everybody in that top 10. I mean, you have Jake Wiggs rounding out the top 10, and Jake Wiggs is fast as shit.
Well, and you got Luke back in there.
Yeah.
What's Andrew Thomas? Do you know what he's?
Andrew Thomas, I want to say he's Schumacher, but I want to say Andrew Thomas is one of the Hobbyplex kids.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's that's crazy. Like, again, some crazy results going on here. At least these results are similar to what they qualified, because the 4-wheel drive results, I want to say Chase or Levi TQ'd, and then they got 7th.
Yeah. I mean, Nate Sutherland, that new Schumacher and Wheeler, dude, it's looking good. And let's
talk about Brock's dominance.
I want to talk about something before that. I want to talk about, I'm a 13.5 Wheeler guy. I'm not a mod Wheeler guy. Okay. That new Wheeler, 4th and 5th, man, it did great in mod, but that 4th and 5th, I don't know. probably one half of one mistake put him down there in 13.5.
For what? Nate won it in 13.5.
I'm saying for the associated wheelers.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't.
Yeah. So Nate's on a new
But they
wheeler, but Associated's got their new wheelers out running right now.
But the Raymond twins were super dominant at Island.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose they had them then as well.
Yeah, they did. And they're like, it looks similar enough that I was there. I was right next to their pit. I didn't notice it. Like, the new Schumacher looks substantially different than their old Schumacher.
Oh, I bet.
So, like, you can.
Belt to drive shaft is huge.
So, I mean, it's pretty easy to spot a different car.
Yes.
But to, like, that car looked, I mean, it's still, it's Nick says it's substantially different, and I'll take him at his word.
Yes.
But to me, it doesn't look like, if you compare the two, they look very similar, if I can say it like that. But yeah, I mean, so the 4-wheel drive, I think Brock TQ'd, like, I don't know if he TQ'd every round, but in both of his both of the mains, 2 and out.
Yeah. And, you know, Brock, he won a class last year. I want to say he won 2-wheel last year. Brock won one last year. Let's just say that. I can't remember which one. And then Spencer Rivkin won another one doing a dive bomb pass on Chase Lemieux.
Let's talk a little bit about the crazy person in all this. And crazy just because he's not a professional racer anymore. Matty G getting a 4th in 2-wheel drive.
Well,
like, consistent.
I mean, I know he's not a professional anymore, but
he normally,
when your job is wrenching all day and testing
stock.
Yeah, I think he's testing mod too, though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're testing mod, but like, I've seen him at the races. I don't think he works on any mod motors.
Oh, because why?
Yeah, that's a fair point. But to be able to show up and get 4th consistently, like, normally Matty's in like the back of the show, and I think that's really impressive because I know he doesn't get to the track all that often.
Yes.
But I think that's amazing for him to do that. He beat out Spencer, which is crazy. Finished right behind Davey in points. You know, in the first main, he got 3rd, 2 seconds ahead of Davey. In the and in the other ones, he was behind him by a lot. But that was still, I mean, that's a good drive. That's you know.
I'm going to share the screen here.
Sure.
So we're going to switch gears.
We gotta keep going.
We're going to talk about this new Mugen 4-wheeler that we just got an on-body shot of. But what I can see of it is they have the same style adjustable rear arms that their 2-wheel has. But, you know, it doesn't really look like, you can zoom in. You got 69 millimeter bones in the rear. Okay. And it looks like they got 69.5 in the front, but I mean, it looks like a wheeler.
It kind of looks, go back to the front.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like the old X-Ray, or yeah,
It
kind of
looks
like that, but it looks blocky. It look like,
yeah. Is that I'm kind of curious now that
I think it's a nut.
No, but does my wheeler does my wheeler have the same adjustable Ackerman plate? I don't remember.
Most of them do. Most of them have 1 or 2 holes. Or 2 or 3 holes.
Oh, I think it's a different plate. Oh, my daughter's cat is going ape shit at me. Can you hear that cat?
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
But I mean, it looks like a wheeler.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta play fetch with my damn kid's cat. Yeah, it looks like a wheeler. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be efficient. He qualified 8th at the Euros with it. I don't know where he finished, but qualifying 8th at the Euros is pretty good.
Yeah, but the kick and wheel. Like,
Yeah.
like what would he do with what wheeler did he run before him? Because this isn't like his first endeavor in the 10 scale.
I don't know.
Is it? I think it was AE.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that, but I think it was. Um, and I mean, I don't seem to remember him doing any better, but like he's the more you if you only run 8 scale and then you dive into a new class, like it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I
Unless
think
your name's
right.
Ngaro, but
This one time does not make just
Mike's saying he ran a Yokomo.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
But one time, like, is good. Look, David could beat me every day of the week.
Yeah.
Like we could go get those micro bees. He's put me 50 laps down. Minimum. Like it would destroy me.
Yep.
But like that doesn't mean he's good on like all the surfaces all the time. Like it was a weird surface. Like Tater won.
What about Huddy Arena?
I don't know.
A lot of people forget about Huddy Arena when
that was just this last weekend, right?
No,
The Euros?
I'm talking the Worlds at Huddy in 21.
Okay, I didn't pay attention.
I can't remember if it's 2-wheel or 4-wheel, but he could have peeled Spencer in the final to take the win, and he didn't. Don't get me wrong, Spencer did a great job holding his line and blocking and all that, but man, Ngaro was so much faster. He just, Spencer held his line and took the win.
But the Worlds have weird conditions.
Oh, definitely.
But I'm trying, like
the Huddy Arena was this weird, hard, sandy, loose dirt, and they ran like hole shots or some BS on it.
So, like stuff we race on normally. If that's what we raced on normally, cool. Like no problem, no arguments at all.
Yeah.
But like to see and to throw Tater under the bus. Tater was absolutely amazing at the hobby action and won the Worlds.
Yeah.
Like consistently good throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then you come back to like normal racing and he's really good.
Yeah.
And he's getting better, but he's not dominant. Like you would have thought he was Dakota Fenn for that weekend. He was just killing it.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be fun to have another wheeler. We'll see what happens.
After they do what they did with the 2-wheel drive, they just faded into oblivion.
I bet you they come out with an update when they come out with the wheeler. I bet they come out with an updated 2-wheel.
Yeah, it's going to look like an X-Ray now.
Yeah.
Instead of a TLR.
Right. But that 2-wheel did have some unique features to it.
It did. It was a good 2-wheel. I have
Alex Sturgeon loves his Mugen 2-wheel. Oh crap.
That's true, he does.
Yeah. So now this is interesting. I'm kind of curious if I'm allowed to run this. Is a Team Associated factory driver. I cannot get these pictures up by themselves. So what we're looking at is the factory foot. So this is a B7 chassis, but it takes.
Does it come with all that stuff?
This is what it comes with in the picture, including the shock tower. It fits the B6.4 transmission.
Okay, so you have a donor transmission.
Oh, we all have them. Well, I should say anybody. I got 6 of them easily in different configurations, different bearings, different slippers, all that. And I've raced with this guy, and he does a really good job machining. He does an excellent job. Yeah.
So that's the actual kit that you get.
Yes, and I bet you he tested the living hell out of this thing before he released it.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Yeah. Well, you would think, but
You should.
you should.
Is
We've
how I
all,
mean to say that.
yeah, we've all, you know, I love bringing up this story, but back in the day, Team Associated had a brand new A scale buggy ready to go to where it was produced. It was in boxes, full kits. They were ready to release it. And they decided to do this without, or the team had very little input, very little say, whatever. And it was a piece of crap. And they basically scrapped probably 1,000 kits because it was just a piece of junk. That would have ruined Team Associated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you think there would have been enough testing and R&D and all that other crap before that got released.
Well,
But I know this guy.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I know this guy. I guarantee he did the research.
I don't know that it ruins it anymore because people have such a short attention spans. Like, let's take the Schumacher touring car, for example.
Yep.
Like, their off-road stuff's been pretty good for a long time, and at least in certain conditions, maybe not in every aspect, but in certain conditions, it's been really good. Their touring car was not good on most conditions that most people in the world ran on.
Yep.
But now the MI8 was competitive at the very least. The MI9 is super fast, and I mean, obviously Alaska winning and all that, but like regular folks are doing well with it too.
Yep.
So, and I think that people, like, you give them, I mean, this is a long time. Like, we'll talk like MI5.
Yep. That's when I was on the team.
I remember like it being innovative.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, and it was like, it wasn't good. Like, it, from what I didn't run it, so this is hearsay, but and now that was maybe like, we'll say 10 years ago.
Yep.
And now the car is really good and people are seeming to really like it.
When I was on Schumacher in 2010 and 2011. That was, I want to say, might not have been the MI5, MI3 maybe.
MI3, MI4, they've had all of them.
Yep, is like right when. So I rejoined right when they were getting back into racing, because prior to that, it was, they were making like monster trucks, and they were going the route of Corrali right before I joined. And it was really interesting because the cars were not made for the surfaces I was running them on. They were not made for loose dirt. It was the Schumacher Cat SX2, that was a wheeler, and the Schumacher Cougar SV2, that was a two-wheel. The two-wheel was a piece of junk all the way around, but they had something with that wheeler. At the time, I would say in the hands, that was the best wheeler in the world. But that was back in the day when it was still kind of hard to get sponsored, and I got sponsored by them because they were just looking for anybody at that point. It was long before I had the podcast, all that other stuff. But
I mean, so go ahead.
But I've been watching them since I've been on the team. I've been watching everything. Hold on one second. The cat's all hung up. Come on, cat. Sorry. The cat's being a nuisance. So I've been watching everything develop, and it's like, I'm really impressed where they were from 2010. They kept developing. They kept their head down. They kept digging. And now they have, right now, as you can see, I never thought it would be a dominant clay car, but Brock Champlin is freaking crushing. Nate's looking good in 13.5. Tom Rinderneck, rough quarter of the start of the year. He's picking it back up. He's picking it back up where he left off with X-Ray. He's getting back.
He's getting back. He's not back.
I think by the end of the year he'll be where he was with X-Ray.
That's probably fair.
Yeah. Because we've been seeing very consistent progress. Well, Brock's been with them for 3 years now.
But I think Brock's developing as a driver too, and now he's becoming very dominant.
Yes.
He's coming into his Yeah.
I remember the first year he was with Schumacher. He was at the NCTS event at Thunder Road in Minnesota, and I've never seen somebody thrash so hard on their car to make it work. And he ended up winning, 4-wheel. And it was awesome. But yeah. All right, should we end on what's kind of the talk of RC right now, the RC28?
Let's do it.
So I really like it. I'm really excited for it, but not for the reason a lot of people thought. I bet you we're going to see a 12 scale soon.
I don't think so.
I think we will.
Who's racing 12 scale, Joe?
It's going to
name me 5 people.
I think it's going to come back with the tires that Josh Cyril has with Accelerate. And that new I think Pancar is going to come back. Although I'm a fan of open foam tire, having a tire to where you don't need a tire truer, a good tire will make that class come back. I really think about it.
I don't even know where to start with that. Let's focus on this before we dive into the conspiracy theory of craziness that you just went into.
Okay.
You can't even name me 5 12 scale racers. Get out of here.
It's big locally. That's it, though.
Yeah, but you can't name me one of them.
John Wheaton, Kevin Van Aert, but they're becoming touring car racers. Brandon
really? Interesting.
Brandon Skews.
All right, so we got 3.
God, who's the guy? Sean something. He races at Skews. Stop making my life hard. All right.
No, you can't do it is the point. I know. So I think this is great. I think this is great. The same reason that the Associated Touring Car is great, because I think more people are going to try this because it has a Team Associated brand on it.
Sure.
I think it's also probably a competitive car. I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at.
It looks like, from what I'm told, it looks like the Reflex. Or
okay, I didn't think the Reflex had a solid front end, but
I'm not sure. But I mean, it looks a lot like a 12 scale, a little teeny tiny 12 scale. But
it does look like a 12 scale, yeah.
What I'm hoping for is, so I don't know what this Rocket RC stuff is.
That's the motor that they use. That's yeah, that's one of the most popular. There's a Rocket, there's a Hobby Wing, and then there's another one. I don't remember the brand.
I've been reading, under all the comments, everybody's like, what electronics? Everybody's been just saying Hobby Wing. And I'm sure it's a safe bet to go Hobby Wing.
It is, but there's 2 more. Well, Rocket's one, and I probably have one of them. And I know Surpass makes a motor and an ESC for them.
Okay.
But I don't think that's a popular one. There's a local guy, seems like Eric. Yeah, I don't know his last name. But he lent me a motor because I'm developing some sensor wires for this so that they can run their motors off of a regular analyzer, because they use a different style sensor than 10 scale.
Okay.
So yeah, but it looks great. It looks like, it kind of reminds me of the Speed Merchant 12 scale.
Yeah, a little bit.
With the solid front end.
Yep.
For no good reason, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. It has a steel chassis, which I think
That
is
is cool.
well because there's a company that came out with a brass chassis. I'm like, why would you use
Really?
brass? Brass is because brass and steel had the same weight. If you just they're about the same
Yeah.
mass.
Okay.
They have the same density, so it's
They
but brass
want
is a
to
lot
light me on
softer.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, but brass looks cool because you can machine and you can turn it black and then machine the gold color.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean it looks good. The you know
I really hope that they I really hope that they submitted it to the governing body to make it legal this year for the Mini Z Worlds.
yeah, you're is Mod still looking to get that bid?
I think Mod has it. I don't know if I'm going to be covering it.
Okay, I
But
didn't
if
know what
I
you could
am,
say there, so I was trying to.
no, Mod has it. Mod has it. I don't know if I have the gig.
Okay.
I don't know if Matt, but if Matt would have me do it, and if this car is legal, I am buying one. And everybody's like, people are looking at it like a toy, which is the wrong way to look at it because it's
Really?
yeah. People are like $250 and it doesn't even come with a body. Well, touring
It's a
cars,
race car, dude.
yeah, but that's the thing. This is a good thing of where it crosses barriers, but a bad thing because your basher that's into minis and whatnot, they look at this, they're like, oh, it's cool. Oh, wait, it doesn't come ready to run. Well, no, it doesn't. I mean,
But neither does
look at that rear pod.
$250.
Yeah.
Hold on, is this a ready to run? This is
No.
okay. So there's a ready to run version of another brand for $525. I think it's ready to run.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But look at this rear pod right here.
Oh no. $525, no electronics. My bad.
Jeez. Yeah, exactly. But look at this rear pod. Imagine how quickly you destroy it if you tried using that bashing.
Yeah, but it's not like the Kyosho Mini Z is a great bashing thing if you want to go run it down the street or in your backyard or not backyard, in your basement.
I'll tell you what, my K-Truck Mini Z is a billion times different than what they run at the Mini Z Worlds.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, actually, I haven't taken it out of the box to really look at it because I'm not taking it out of the box because I like K-Trucks and I'm just using it as a decoration. But
I mean, yeah. So I think for the price point, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, I do too.
I mean, there's a bunch of different brands.
Absolutely. And it's cool to have another competitor. Like I said, I hope they submitted the car to the proper governing bodies to have it ready to go for the Mini Z Worlds. I think it would be a big shame if they didn't. I mean, somebody, what's it? Was it you? Somebody was saying that Kyle's dad is into.
Brent. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, Brent's into. So Brent would know.
Brent was into Mini Z when I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, probably 10 years ago. I was like, why are you wasting your time with this? This is like Brent. And at that point, Brent was a very competitive touring car racer. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what? Why?
Exactly.
I can understand it now.
Yep, you can understand it. And then soon.
It took a little while. But
soon you're going to understand oval.
Absolutely not. I'm just not getting there. Just no. I would rather, you know what I would rather do? I would rather drive to Quebec and race at Haybear's new track. That's what I would rather do.
Oh, heck yeah. All right. Before we end this, guys, if you'd like to sponsor the show, get a hold of me or Zach. We offer very competitive rates. We're looking for more sponsors, so I can upgrade what I have and Zach can upgrade. Zach and I split sponsor money 50-50 and I use it it's not. I would like to upgrade my studio and, give you guys more shows and all that, and maybe some more behind the scene content. It takes sponsor dollars, and we, in turn, we have a pretty good ROI with our current people who sponsor us. So, yeah, man.
So
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, Anthony says Oval's great. See?
Oval's great if you are from. I don't even know. I don't even know what to call that. Oval's great if you're over 40. People over 40 love Oval.
Dude, and I've explained it before. It's the racing part. Like when it's time
There's no racing in Oval.
Oh, there is too. When it's time to go.
No, there's not.
When it's time to go out and practice, it sucks. I hate practicing Oval. But when you're actually racing, it's a great time.
No, there's 1 second of racing in ovals, and there's 2 minutes of carnage and people taking each other out.
Well, that's if they suck.
I've seen national events this happens.
That's true. Yeah. We'll get into that one later, because
oh my goodness.
We talked about race directing earlier. There was a lack thereof in that one.
I think, like, realistically, if Oval is your jam, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for you. Go race dirt oval, carpet oval, whatever other oval that I don't need to know about. It's just not for me, man. I've tried it so many times. It doesn't get me.
You sound like me when I was in my 30s.
Dude, I can go take somebody's oval car right now and be half a tenth off of pace, 2 packs in. Like, I have no interest in running oval.
Yet. You're not holding up, damn it.
It doesn't, like, there's no point for me running. It's like, okay, great. After 2 packs, I have reached an echelon that, like, you've been trying to get to for 10 years. Like, I'm good. Like, it's not fun for me. I don't. And a lot of that is set up and behind the scenes. And the same exact thing can be said for mod touring and probably a lot of other classes. I don't mean to disparage Oval in that manner, but, like, just for me, I'm like, I'm cool.
No, I got you. All right, guys. We're going to take off here. Go check out our sponsor, dollarhobbies.com with a Z. Enter in Joe Jr. at checkout to save 10% off of your entire purchase, or DRC to save 15% off Donathan RC products. Those coupon codes are good till August 31st, and we have ran out of talent. Have a good night, guys.